WWE WrestleMania 40, night one, horrible booking decisions, because from top to bottom, this is a pretty good show, but of course, there's always some flaws and everything. In this video, we're going to break it down, because from the opening match with Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch for the Women's World title to the main event of Roman Reigns and The Rock teaming up against Cody Rhodes and World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins in the main event, this show was good and it had some bad. And I wanted to correlate those three topics. Sure, you could throw in the Jimmy and Jay match, but I actually agreed with Jay going over. So let's get into it. At number 3, we have to start at the main event. What did I not like about this main event? From a booking standpoint, it went way too long. Now, I know what you're going to say in the comments. Well, no, duh. The Rock is going to get a long entrance. Roman Reigns is going to get a long entrance. We knew that. That's not the issue I had. I anticipated that going in. I anticipated them going long in the match, but they went way too long. I mentioned this in my recap video. The Rock's entrance went about 5.5 minutes. Okay, that's fine. It was a great entrance. Roman Reigns went about 4.5 minutes. Typical Roman Reigns entrance. It's always great. Okay, I don't have a problem with that. The match going over 20 minutes. Didn't have a problem with that. They went over 40 minutes just working. Think about this. You got 4 guys, one in The Rock who hasn't worked a real match in over a decade. He's also 51, okay? He's not in ring shape whatsoever. You have Seth Rollins, who is 24 hours away from defending the World Heavyweight title against Drew McIntyre in one of the key matches on WrestleMania Night 2. You have Roman Reigns defending the undisputed WWE Universal Championship against Cody Rhodes 24 hours later in the main event. One of the biggest WrestleMania matches, one of the biggest WrestleMania rematches in history. And you had all 4 guys go out there, and they were working safe. And you could tell that they were working safe. The first 20 minutes absolutely sucked. Okay? It heated up down the stretch, but you could have shaved off 20 minutes. Heck, the first 5 minutes, they didn't do anything but headlocks. And I understand, well, that's how they're building a match. And it's like, no. This is a typical scenario in which the Attitude Era style matches, that old school plotting style, is outdated. Okay? I loved the selling. I loved the work punches in this match. I thought that was fantastic. It's a nice change to not see a bunch of spots that don't mean anything because people rush through them. I had no problem with that. But when y'all are doing headlocks for 5 minutes straight, get out of here. Get out of here. I don't want to see that. Like, the business has evolved. So should you. Right? With all that being said, I did not like the fact that they went so long. You could have shaved off 10 minutes, 15 minutes of this match and kept it, tight, and it would have been a great match. It really would have, because the final stretch of it was good. It was just, it went way too long, and I'm not even talking about entrances. Number 2 is splitting up the undisputed WWE tag team titles, right? So in this match, you had several teams. It was a 6-pack challenge ladder match. You had Finn Balor and Damian Priest defending the titles against DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, versus R-Truth and The Miz, known as Awesome Truth. You had New Day, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods, and you had Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, and Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. It was a spot fest. You knew it would be going into it. That's what makes this match so great. Well, not great, but it was very, very good. They had table spots, right? And so we've had the undisputed WWE tag team titles since May of 2022. That is a long time, okay? That is almost 2 years. And it was, at the time, the Usos, the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, going up against the Raw Tag Team Champions in Randy Orton and Matt Riddle. I think it was on an episode of SmackDown that they unified the titles, and then Orton went away with his back injury that resulted in him missing over a year of in-ring action. And at the time, a lot of people were split on it. Should they have done that? Was it a mistake? Should they just get rid of the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team titles? What do they do? I mean, you're carrying around 2 sets of belts here, right? And so, but they're being defended on, at least the Undisputed Tag Team titles are being defended on both shows, right? At the time, there was the belief that there was not enough depth on the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team rosters to have split divisions. That was under Vince McMahon. Now, Triple H, since taking over, he has done a very good job of building up the divisions on both Raw and SmackDown. But having Awesome Truth win the Raw Tag Team titles and having Waller and Theory winning the SmackDown Tag Team titles, I think is a mistake. I don't agree with splitting it up. I would rather have a deep tag team complete division rather than a 1 or 2 teams that can challenge the champions, right, on each brand. I think that was a mistake. I don't mind R-Truth and The Miz holding the titles. They're super duper over right now with the fan base. I don't have a problem with that. I really like the Waller and Theory tag team, and I hope going forward, now that they're champions, they don't continuously do jobs in singles matches just to get other talent over. They're really good as a tag team. Keep them as a tag team. Number 1, my biggest gripe with night 1 of WrestleMania was Rhea Ripley not losing the Women's World Championship to Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, who had a fever of 101, 102 going into this match, who had strep throat, who had won the Women's Elimination Chamber match. I had predicted it. I had pled my case as to why Becky Lynch should be the one to dethrone Rhea Ripley as the Women's World Champion. Rhea Ripley, who won the championship a year ago at WrestleMania 39. Then the SmackDown Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair, right? It was the year of Ripley. She owned Monday Night Raw for a year. I cannot say enough good things about Rhea Ripley's run, but all good things must come to an end. And if it wasn't going to be Becky Lynch, then who? And that's my problem with that, right? You had a built-in babyface. You had a built-in babyface journey. You had a built-in babyface trying to overcome these obstacles of being sick, right? All of these factors. And you didn't pull the trigger. So I think that was a major mistake by them. I think it was a horrible mistake by them. And I'm very curious to see, A, where does both stars go? And B, who's the one that's going to dethrone Rhea Ripley as the champion? Let me know down in the comments area below, what do you think of WWE's booking decisions on this show? And I will see y'all